Hey y'all! Today we're making dairy-free sugar cookies. Let's go over our ingredients. We'll use flour, sugar, baking powder. I'm using Earth Balance vegan butter. Regular butter works well in this recipe too. Vanilla, salt, and eggs. I'm starting off with 2 1/4 cup of flour. I'm going to mix in half a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give it a little mix and set it aside. Now I'm going to cream together 3/4 cup of butter and 3/4 cup of sugar. Blend it until it's nice and smooth. After that's blended nicely, we'll add 2 teaspoons of vanilla and our 2 eggs. Blend it again until it's smooth. Be sure to scrape down your mixer before you start adding your dry ingredients. That way everything gets mixed really well. If you have a stand mixer, you can add all of your dry ingredients little by little. But since I don't, I just do half at a time. Either way, you still end up with the same delicious cookie at the end. I've got some parchment paper cut a little bit bigger than a cookie sheet. I'll make some creases with my fingers along the edges so I know how much room I have to work with. The reason I'm doing this is because we're going to chill our dough in the refrigerator for a couple of hours or overnight before we cut out our shapes. Add a little flour to your rolling pin and your parchment paper. We'll just be using about half of our dough because it won't fit on just one cookie sheet. Because the vegan butter has been out of the refrigerator for a few minutes at this point, I'm going to use the flour that's on the parchment paper to make it not so sticky. Now we're going to roll our dough to about 1/4 inch thick. Be really careful not to do it too thin because it'll burn really quickly. Y'all, it is so helpful to have these lines on the parchment paper so I don't roll my dough out too far. Repeat the same process with the second half of your dough and your other cookie sheet. It's the next day and I've already flipped out half our dough. This is how I do it. See, it comes off really easily. Work quickly so the dough doesn't soften up too much. Set your oven to 350 and bake for about 12 minutes or until slightly golden. These came out perfectly. Crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. The only thing we have left to do is decorate them. Hope you enjoyed cooking with cariño.